That's a weird waveform. Okay.
Wow. Okay. Well, hello. Welcome to the show, everybody. We are back at you just like last week, and we're here again. You can't get rid of us. We're like a bad case of head lice.
Coming to you live from Burbank, California. Midwest Scumbag Podcast.
Yeah. Eventually, I'm gonna make like a fun intro music, or just sample a bunch of fictional characters saying the word scumbag and scum. It's really popular. It's not really popular, but it stands out every time I hear it. I'm like, oh, okay, I can sample that. But then it's like, well, I don't know shit about audio engineering, so I can't just rip stuff from MP3s and videos and things like that.
I mean, maybe just throw the word scum in there to increase the sample size a bit.
Yeah. See, and I fucked around with recording my own voice saying stuff, and then trying to mess with effects and reverb, and yeah, I'm not good at it. So I don't know. I'm gonna have to watch some YouTube videos or something, and how to, the YouTube video that's like how to be a successful podcast. I think.
Step 1, buy a Blue Yeti microphone.
Yeah, brought to you by Blue Yeti microphone.
We don't have them, but
fuck no.
If you want to send us one, send it to our P.O. Box.
Yeah.
9091 Anchorage, Alaska. That's it.
Yeah. We're not going to give you the zip code because you can look it up, and we definitely know it. We're just, we don't want to share it.
Yeah, I don't
so
want
that nobody
dox
docs
me. Yeah.
Yeah.
We bring up doxing a lot on this show.
Yeah, we do. And it's, it's not like I've been super careful with my identity online. I think about it a lot, where it's like, it's not a super popular show in America, but overseas, maybe there's somebody who's gonna dox me. I'm sure it's probably gonna happen at some point.
Are we gonna talk about internet security again? We need to just have a section for this, Skylar's Security Showdown or something like that.
Yeah, Skylar's Tech Tips. Yeah.
Fuck Linus.
Fuck Linus. Who's Linus?
Oh, he has a really popular YouTube channel that he's very good with all things, tech related. He does benchmarks and stuff, but yeah, fuck him.
Yeah. Obviously this second arc of our show here, we're stealing shit from YouTube. So, fuck YouTube. We're the YouTube now. We're all the YouTube you need.
Speaking of audience, how did you like the title of our last episode? Very clickbaity, right? I'm sure that generated a lot of views, a lot of hits. You want to see us surviving in Minecraft as a turtle. Hardcore Minecraft at that. For 100 days.
100 days. I don't know the difference between hardcore Minecraft and regular Minecraft, but that's just because I'm so good at Minecraft.
I think it's permadeath. I think when you die, your character is dead forever. Kind of like Terraria.
Oh, okay.
But I don't know what the turtle thing is about. It must be a mod.
Yeah, maybe. Or it's just I've been, left control, crouching and walking slow.
That could be it. I mean, that would be I don't know if that'd be interesting to watch, but...
I was going to say, I definitely didn't watch the video that we stole that title from.
No, I didn't either. Shout out to whoever made that video, whoever was trying to get the time at 1 o'clock in the morning when he came up with the title. Or we didn't come up with it. That guy did. But yeah, shout out to him.
Shout out to that guy who's playing Minecraft and recording it for YouTube.
Probably making Minecraft way more money than we do from it.
Oh yeah. I'm sure I talked about it before, but I never got super into Minecraft. It was just I don't know, I didn't understand it, and it made me angry, and so I was just I'm alright.
It kind of
I can't...
got popularity. I don't want to say like it was at the age where it's like, oh, Minecraft, that game's for babies, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it was like we were mid to late teenagers when it came out, and then it blew up, and it was kind of like the Fortnite of our time.
Yeah, that is a very fair comparison.
Which, I mean, Fortnite's not a bad game. It's just all the stuff related to it is cringe, kind of like Among Us.
Yeah, it's just like, that's Gen Z now, you know? But I remember when our mutual friend, like, tried to get me into Minecraft, and it was still only on PC at the time, which is, how old I am.
It was also very bare bones.
Yeah.
This was like
it was
2011-ish, I want to say, because I remember playing.
Yeah, 10 to 11, I think. It was. I just didn't understand it. I didn't get it. I guess my brain doesn't think in those in cube form. You know what I mean? Like, if I were to make a sculpture or try to create something in the 3D world, I don't think in perfect cubes. I think in like more organic, flowy, round shapes.
Did you never play with Legos as a child? Lego?
I did not
it's Lego,
really
not
play
Legos.
with Legos. Oh.
But yeah.
Lego, my fucking... No, I had like one Lego kit that I...
You had one
was
Lego,
given
like
as
one singular little square
one,
block,
one
2x2.
singular...
Your stepdad was like, make something with it.
Ooh,
but I can't,
basically.
Dad, I can't.
No, my stepdad wouldn't have said a word to me is the thing.
Oof.
This is not the childhood trauma hour, you guys.
Welcome to
We're not gonna get into
therapy
that right
hour.
Now. Yeah. No, I had one Lego set that I was given as like a birthday present, and it was like a Formula 1 like red car, and it was pretty cool. But, I put it together and I was like, oh, I'm not really into cars, and I had fun, I guess, putting it together.
That sounds kind of boring.
Yeah, it's not very
memorable. I had
memorable.
Star Wars Lego, and
what?
I had like a little medieval castle type of deal.
Whoa.
I know.
Huh.
First world.
Cool.
Lego,
man. That's what's up. That's cool. Good for you.
But no, I could see how, Minecraft is very... Yeah, it's different.
It's like Lego for video games that aren't the Lego video games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good game.
And it's cool. Yeah, it's cool. It's obviously fucking super successful. I mean, people are still talking about it to this day.
Oh yeah.
And getting famous on YouTube for it. And so
I mean,
good for
Microsoft
them.
bought it for like $2.5 billion, and I'm sure they've made that plus some from it.
Jesus Christ. I didn't know Microsoft bought them.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they bought
made
it
exclusive.
a couple of years ago. No, they didn't make it exclusive. It's still on PlayStation. Still gets updated.
Huh.
It's brings us to another interesting topic. If you're, you have your fingers on the pulse of the video game world.
Fingers, more than one finger on the pulse.
Oh yeah, you're supposed to use two.
Yeah. Oh.
But
if you got a shocker on the pulse of society,
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, back to my point. Fucking Microsoft becoming the Disney of the video game universe.
Yes, it is, dude.
Largest acquisition in, probably the entirety of video game history. I can't think of anything bigger than, $68 billion.
Is that the number, really?
It was like 68.7, rounded up to 70. It was around $70 billion to acquire Activision Blizzard.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
I didn't know that it was that much. I forgot how much they bought Obsidian and Bethesda for, but it wasn't
$7.5 billion.
They spent $60 billion on Blizzard / Activision.
Yes.
Activision? I can't speak. Jesus Christ!
Yes.
What?
For like comparison's sake, I think Disney spent $8 billion between Star Wars and what was that other one? Marvel. I think combined they spent $8 billion.
Wow, what the fuck?
I mean, it's pretty huge. I mean, whether you're a Microsoft fanboy or not, it's a pretty big deal.
That's insane.
Call of Duty is huge. Call of Duty shoot a man. Is, you know, I mean it's a huge, like, I was curious and I was like, well, Call of Duty can't be that, you know, big on PlayStation, right? So I looked it up. I looked at the top 10 games of last year. Call of Duty shows up twice in the top 10 list of top grossing.
Yeah, isn't Vanguard, is that the current one?
There's Vanguard and then there's another one, and they were both in the top 10, like I want to say in like the top 6 or 7.
Jesus, for PlayStation?
Yes, for PlayStation.
That's insane.
So
wow.
It's kind of a big deal. It
is.
Could really shake up the market. I mean, who knows? From what I've been reading, and you know, like the deal's not going to go through until 2023. Of course, kind of like Bethesda, it didn't go through until 2021, I think. But
wow.
Yeah,
that's fucking crazy.
It's insane.
Dude.
I mean, and I mean, just putting it out there, I do have an Xbox. I wouldn't call myself an Xbox fanboy. I bought it because my little brother had one and we wanted to play games together. Simple as that. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I don't know how I feel about it.
Yeah, Xbox's multiplayer has always been their like strong suit compared to PlayStation. At least PlayStation had some really solid exclusive single player games. That was like their niche. Fuck.
Are you talking about the German philosopher, or are you talking about
Nietzsche? Yeah, Nietzsche once said, you know, God is dead and PlayStation is cool.
PlayStation is like, cool.
I'm pretty sure that's in spoke Zarathustra.
Yeah, it is.
But what was I saying? Sony, that was like their niche, you know, fucking Uncharted and God of War.
I mean, it still is.
Ratchet and Clank, like those really strong single player experiences, and then their multiplayer was more of like a side product. Whereas what I think of Microsoft Xbox wise, it was like Halo was the thing that like built them from the ground up, you know.
Yes.
And Halo was like, from what I've heard, I've never played them, so I can't say, but like I've heard the campaign was like okay, but the multiplayer is where it was at. So
yeah, oh yeah. And to put it into perspective, Halo is now their second best selling franchise.
What's their first now?
Call of Duty.
Oh.
At least, at least in terms of FPS. And when you think about like first-person shooters, they own Call of Duty, they own Halo, they own Doom, they own.
Fuck, they do.
God, I can't think of the other big one they own, but Wolfenstein.
Wolfenstein is huge.
You know, those are all like core. At least back when gaming was PC, you know, FPS PC only. It was like those were the big ones, and then Quake, obviously. But I think that's owned by
I was gonna say Quake.
Epic, I think, owns that.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, Epic is they were
fucking Epic Games, dude.
And they're on the rise too. I mean, they have their own platform for selling video games, and
it's one that I'm holding out for. Like, I'm trying to not jump into it as much as I can, because I heavily use Steam and Xbox Game Pass for PC. It's fantastic. Speaking of first person shooters and Doom, I just downloaded Doom Eternal.
Hell yeah.
Fucking fantastic.
Rip and tear, baby.
Oh my god, it's so good. And just like, I'm really glad I played was it 2016 or 2018?
16.
When the first one came out. 16. Really fucking fantastic, and it like put things in perspective, because I haven't played any of the other Doom games, whatever, but this one fucking so good, dude. Oh my god. I feel like I should have bought that instead of Animal Crossing.
Yeah, right. When that came, I remember that being a whole like meme was, it's like they're coming out on the same day. So no.
Doom Guy and Isabelle were, featured as like, oh, haha, we came out at the same time.
They're BFFs.
How funny. Yeah. And I should have bought Doom Eternal instead of fucking Animal Crossing.
Yeah, I haven't touched that in a minute.
My biggest regret purchase of the last 2 or 3 years, because I played the hell out of it until like the end of the main the build up to where there's a concert with the dog dude KK Slider, yeah. So and then like I hit that point and I was like, oh cool, so I kind of beat the game, but now it's just like a daily wake up and go do these fucking tasks, and I was like, oh, okay. I'm not as into it as I wanted to be.
Yeah, Animal Crossing, I mean, there was a lot of quality of life improvements with it. I didn't play it as much as you. I don't even think I got to the part where I could terraform my island before I quit.
Yeah. So I got to that part, and then I was like, oh, so I could just like bulldoze my entire island basically.
Yeah.
I was like, nah, that's a lot of work.
I played, let's see, I remember way back when I was younger and my mother bought a DS to share with the whole family. She bought one of the 2 games she bought with it. She bought like it was like Mario 64 DS was one of them, but she also got Animal Crossing, I believe Wild World. And I played a lot of that. We had to share a island because, that's how Animal Crossing works. But
yeah.
One thing I noticed that they changed from that one is that the villagers, like, they weren't mean. They were never mean. Whereas in Wild World, like, if you gave them a gift they didn't like, they'd be like, oh, this is shit. What the fuck are you giving me? Not exactly like that, but it would be very, like, they would be very vocal about, like, what is this? I don't want this. I don't like this. They would straight up tell you they don't like it.
Wow.
Whereas in, like, whatever New Horizons, it's like you give them something and they're like, oh, that's cool. Here, I have something for you.
Yeah, it's not a... I can see that. That's...
It just, I mean, I get, kids are playing it and you probably don't want kids to have that negative feedback. But at the same time, it took a lot of characterization out for me of these, characters, that I choose to let inhabit my little autocratic society.
Yeah.
Like, I am God and government on this island.
Yeah, that was, from what I learned of the new game, it was like, none of the villagers contribute shit except for me. So, like, I'm the only one on this fucking island that's doing anything. And that makes me kind of resentful. Like,
I mean, that's always been a staple. They don't really, like, you'll have a project to put in a new bridge, and, like, you won't sign in for a week or play it for a week, and then you'll come back and people have only contributed, like, 500 bells.
Yeah, it's like, good one, guys.
50,000 bell project.
Jeez.
So that's kind of always been a thing, but yeah, they took out a lot of stuff like that. It's, I don't know, just to me, it just wasn't the same.
I can see that. I am sure that, like, people who love Animal Crossing, fucking love the shit out of the new one.
There's some real creative motherfuckers out there doing shit, with it.
Like, I'm not disparaging the game at all. I feel like it's just not my bag. And I had to spend $60 to realize that. So, I'm kind of upset. But
I would highly recommend, like, I mean, obviously the 3DS is a dead system, but New Leaf is it's kind of the best of the in-between It still has, it's obviously not as polished as New Horizons, and they kind of cut some stuff out from Wild World, but I had a good time with that one. I think I sucked like 120 hours into that one.
Damn.
Yeah.
120 hours and you didn't fight a single monster.
I know,
How wild is
right?
that?
It's like...
That's what most of my games on the 3DS that are above 100 hours are the Monster Hunter series.
Yes,
And-
same. Although I think
You
Binding
know.
of Isaac took over on the 3DS, because I almost wanted to
Nice.
present that on 3DS.
Damn. Well,
But I'm
good for
addicted
you,
to
man.
roguelikes.
Yeah.
I've accepted it. Anytime a new
That's
one shows
alright.
up on Game Pass, I'm like, yep, I'm going to get into this. And I do, and I'll
Mm-hmm.
put like 20 hours into it,
Nice.
and then I'll move on to the next one. But Binding of Isaac has always been a constant. That's one I always go back to.
Yeah. I did pick up, you were talking about Enter the Gungeon
Oh, yeah.
forever ago.
Mhm.
I have that, and it makes me incredibly angry. Like,
Yeah.
I've been trying to, like, slowly get into it, but, like, every time I do a run, I'll do a full run, and then, like, I'll get to the boss and then get fucked, and I'm like, wow. And then I get super angry, and then, maybe I'll restart that run, but usually if I restart the second one, I'm, like, upset, and so I get killed easier anyway, and then that makes me more upset. And
That's fair. I mean, that's
It's-
that's the way it goes with those games. I mean, I think Gungeon, I think I said this in a past episode, but I think Gungeon is more, or I should say it's less RNG based. Obviously, there is some, but I think in terms of RNG, it's more balanced.
yeah.
As opposed to
Yeah, like
Isaac, where there's a lot of RNG, but there's still a lot of skill. And then opposed to Dead Cells, which I actually put a fuck ton of time into recently.
Nice.
That one is definitely more skill based than RNG. I feel like with most runs in Dead Cells, you can get to the end with any loadout. Or
I do
with the
really like
RNG.
Dead Cells.
Yeah.
I don't know if, like, just the learning curve of Gungeon is super hard, but it's taken me a hot minute to get into it. So
It's a bullet hell, It's
yeah,
a bullet hell.
and I'm not good
roguelike.
at those.
You have to
Yeah.
memorize patterns, shot patterns. You have to know when to dodge roll over stuff. But if
Yeah.
you sink a considerable amount of time into it, you eventually get to a point where you don't even need to dodge roll for the most part. You can just walk through bullet patterns.
Wow.
But
Yeah, see, and I'm not at that point of recognizing bullet patterns yet. I'm still like, bullet hells make me panic when there's a shitload of projectiles on the screen.
yeah,
My heart is like pumping super fast, and I'm like, oh god, I don't know what I'm doing, and that's why I die so much, is I lose my cool because I freak out.
just mind over matter, man.
Yeah.
Or as they say, get good.
Get good. That's my problem, is I'm not good, I just suck.
Yeah, with those roguelikes in general, it's just about learning. It's about doing it over and over and over until eventually you figure it out.
Yeah, it's like sucking up the failure and internalizing it instead of, getting butthurt like I do and quitting, because...
I will say the
That's
payoff
my-
in Gungeon is definitely worth it if you get
Yeah.
really good at it. There's a, it's spoilers, but whatever. You won't get there for a while if you don't play it like a long time. There's a lot of references to other video games. In fact, Cam Clark voices a character. Liquid.
Oh, okay,
OG
okay.
Liquid. He voices
Nice.
a character in the game, but there is a scenario you can get to where you fight this one character on top of a mech, hand-to-hand
That's
combat.
cool.
It's not Cam Clark, but it is. It's reminiscent of MGS, but it's done in Punch-Out style.
Oh, that's cool.
So it's
okay.
like a 1v1, but it's Punch Out on top of a mech. And yeah, it's really fun, you know.
That's awesome.
There's actually
Wow.
a lot of MGS references now that I think about it.
Man.
The Patriot is in the game. There's a box.
Oh, that's awesome.
Cigarettes that make you, like, your attack better, but take your health away.
Nice.
It's a good game. I'd recommend it to anyone that's interested in, you know, at least a tepid interest in roguelikes.
Especially like bullet hell roguelikes.
Yeah, if you like bullet
Like,
hells, you'd probably like Gungeon. Because it gets
yeah.
crazy.
It's just the first fucking level is nuts to me. So, but you know, I'm real bad. I'm real bad at bullet hells. So whatever, you know.
Casual gamer.
Yeah, I'm fucking casual. That's what you can call me. Is a fucking casual. I'm all right. I can accept it. You know. I have spent probably, I don't know. I tried like finding all of the hours and time counters that I've spent playing video games, and I don't know. I have no idea. I can't even estimate how much time I've spent playing video games, and I'm still bad. So it's like,
Oh no, me too. Absolutely. Like I was playing Halo with my little brother last night. I mean, he's so good at first-person shooters. Like it kind of makes me jealous. But
yeah.
you know, that's just like, you know, he grew up playing Call of Duty and stuff like that. So obviously he's going to be way better. But man, I get my ass handed to me in Halo like constantly. Like
Damn.
I'm always bottom of the kill list and whatever. And I still have fun, but there are some times when like someone just completely wrecks me over and over again and I get salty. So I'm by no means like, you know, the gamer's gamer. I'm good at, you know, roguelikes, first-person games, JRPGs. I can usually figure out mechanics, but when it comes to multiplayer, FPS, arena shooters, stuff like that, I'm not good. I'm not, and I've accepted that. I'm just
right.
And they're not games that I want to, you know, dump 100 hours into, not like Monster Hunter, and actually get good at them, you know?
Yeah, that's... Monster Hunter makes it super rewarding because, like, I don't know what part of me is like, oh, I can make armor from things that, like, I've, you know, like, from parts of the monster that I'm fighting. It makes it feel, like, super rewarding to do that. Like, you've, like, legitimately earned
Pavlov's
that
bell,
piece of equipment. Yeah,
Skinner box.
That's probably
whatever
what
you want
it
to
is.
call it. That's why I like RuneScape so much. RuneScape is just a Skinner box. It's, you know, you press the button, the number goes up, and you feel good.
Like, I've had people talk to me about, slot machines and stuff, and part of me sitting there thinking, like, oh, well, duh, that's just, like, psychology manipulating you. But then I'm like, oh, but I play, like, video games and shit, so, like, I'm in the same thing, except I don't make any money from it, so.
No. Which, you know, that kind of, you know, that makes me think of, like, something... I read an article that... I can't remember who exactly said it, someone in the game industry, but they said that the future of gaming is gamers making money from playing video games, and that's through like NFTs or crypto or, you know, I don't know if it's exactly like allowing your computer to be used as a Bitcoin miner while you're playing these games, and maybe like think a cookie clicker, and the more you progress, the more Bitcoin you make off it.
Yeah.
I think that's disgusting.
I think so too. I don't understand it at all. Like fucking NFTs, dude, they go way over my head.
I did a research paper on it when I was in school over NFTs. Funny enough, but this is when they were first kind of becoming a thing. These non-fungible tokens. That's what NFT stands for.
Non-fuckable tokens.
Yes, essentially. And
you can't put your dick in an NFT.
It's just a receipt that's tied to the blockchain that is tied to a JPEG or something else. Something that has intrinsic value to you. A big issue with NFTs are people will, say I have 30, 40 Ethereum, right? Bitcoin, or not Bitcoin, but a cryptocurrency. I have 40 Ethereum.
Yeah, Ethereum.
So I use I create an NFT of this image, and at that point it's basically worthless. So what people will do, or what I would do with my Ethereum, is I would buy that image for 40 Ethereum. So that's, like 90 some odd $1,000. I don't know.
Jesus.
It's a lot of money. So you buy that with your Ethereum, and it makes that item worth that amount. So then, essentially it's like, well, somebody bought this for 40 Ethereum. You get some other dumbass that's like, well, shit, I'm going to buy that for 45 because it's, it's worth 40. Or, you could sell it for less also and still make money. Like, I bought it, you buy it yourself for 40 with your own Ethereum. Someone comes in and is like, well, I think that's only worth 20. You still make 20 Ethereum off it because you used your own money to buy it to set the price.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
And that's why it's such a big, it's stupid. It's a scam. It's a Ponzi scheme.
Yeah, it's all fucking, what it sounds like is a bunch of imaginary shit that's like, hey, we're going to take this, this picture of my fucking desk and upload it. And then like, well, that picture of my desk now, I'm going to make that an NFT and buy it for 10 fake coins of whatever. And then just launder it to somebody else who's like, oh,
the point is,
I want to own that picture
you're
of your
buying
desk.
it with your money. So you're using 10 fake bullshit shitcoin to buy it, and then
to buy your own.
Well, I don't think
picture.
that's worth 10 shitcoin. I'll give you 7, and then you make 7 shitcoin. So now you're up 7. Now you have 17 shitcoin, and you just do it again.
Jesus Christ. I just,
that is like probably the basic way to explain why this thing is becoming such a fad.
Man, it all sounds like fucking make-believe is what it is,
it kind of is.
Like,
it's backed by the blockchain, which is a legitimate, valid thing. Not going to go into it here because it's very complicated, and I don't even really understand it all that well to explain it. But it's backed by the blockchain, which is legit. So it makes, it makes the thing legitimate, but most of the time these people are, they're buying it with their own money to sell it for less, but they still make money.
It's
really
weird.
Fucked. I mean,
Jesus.
I'm all for Bitcoin and Ethereum and a non-backed currency or whatever, but NFTs are not the right. It's not the right step forward. And plus, they using the blockchain uses a whole bunch of energy.
Yeah.
Like probably more energy than you use with your car every year.
God. Really?
That's. Maybe not, but it uses a ton of energy that's not good for the earth. And, Bitcoin mining itself is also not green.
Yeah.
Because you have these crypto farms where people have 5 or 6 GPUs that are all farming and using electricity, coal-based electricity, and a lot of it. But they still make profit because, it doesn't use more than it takes to make. At least not here in America.
That's so okay. It's so weird, and it's all my brain can't wrap around it without some sort of visual or something, you know. It all just sounds like fucking imaginary bullshit that's bought with imaginary money. And it's not like it's, you know,
it's real
like
money.
The US dollar is any less imaginary than these, but like I don't know. I don't get it, and I'm going to leave it at that. I don't think I'll ever understand unless I spend a good amount of time like trying to, and I don't want to spend that
That's
time.
probably the most basic way I can explain it, and I'm sure if there's anybody that listens to this that is into crypto, I'm probably explaining it poorly, but to my understanding, that's how it is.
Yeah, and I sound like a boomer over here saying all this shit is fake anyway, so, you know, whatever.
I mean, it's very much not fake, you know. I only wish, like, my mom, she always watches documentaries and shit, and she watched something about crypto, and she was like, do you have any cryptocurrency? And I was like, no. There was one point a couple years back where I was going to buy some LSD on the Silk Road, but I pussied out. I wish I had bought it and then pussied out and then just kept it, you know, because I think back then, you know, early 2010s, it was like
early days of
it was like $100
Bitcoin
for a Bitcoin.
Yeah, back when it was like the only cryptocurrency too. Yeah.
It just seemed like too much work. You had to use like GPG encryption and shit to send it to the fucking seller. And even then you weren't really guaranteed, but man, I wish I had.
Yeah. And then it's like, what are the chances it was a cop anyway? You know, like, it's sketchy. A little sketchy, but...
Yeah.
Yeah. If you had that, you know, point whatever of a Bitcoin back then, it would be worth a shitload of money now.
I mean, like back then it was like $100 Bitcoin, so you would have had one. And now it's very expensive, although I heard it's crashing. But I don't know. I don't pay that much attention to it other than when it, you know, is a popular topic and pops up on my feed.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a weird, the future and technology and shit, it's wild.
Yeah.
And I don't understand it. It's weird, but
I mean,
you know, eventually somebody's going to get a handle on it and be able to explain it to fucking losers like me. So that's what I'm holding out for.
I mean, from the sounds of it, they want it to be like, you know how in Star Wars they're called credits, or Star Trek, you know, it's whatever, like a unified galactic currency. So you just have like an Apple Watch or whatever, and you hold it up. And that already exists. You know, there's Apple Pay and Google Pay, whatever.
Yeah.
But instead of
it's still like US
being a dollar,
dollars.
it would be associated with a number that's not backed by any state treasury.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of like the euro, but expanded to the whole globe, and then, you know, different galaxies and
Yeah.
Yeah. I can understand that. But it's still in the stages where I can't say anything about it. I don't know shit about it, so I can't really comment.
I just know what I've read. I don't own any. I don't have any stock in it. I think it's a cool concept, but I think there's a lot of kinks to be worked out of it for it to be a real, true, viable, you know. Obviously, it's a good investment. Well, maybe not good, but it is an investment.
It's an investment, yeah.
And much like any other investment, it's volatile. But, you know.
Because we're big money guys, and we know a lot about the stock market and financial decision making.
That's right. Welcome to the Scumbag Stock Podcast.
That's right. You come here, we give you financial advice,
stock tips,
and yeah,
and
You walk away rich, and we walk away feeling satisfied that we made other people rich while we wallow in our own poverty and eat dry ramen noodles because that's all we have in our cupboard. And Anyway, moving on.
I told you we'd get on a tangent about something.
Yeah, we usually do.
I didn't think it'd be Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, but
Nah.
That's what you get when you sign up with the Midwest Scumbag Podcast, www.midwest.scum.biz.
Is that real?
No.
That's not real?
No. I actually looked up a .scum domain name and it doesn't exist.
Ah, man.
Yeah.
So we'll have to, make it ourselves.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
I don't feel like dealing with the CDN and all that shit, though.
Yeah.
Or
It's a lot of work.
Whatever it is.
Mm-hmm. I know how to code a basic HTML5 web page, but I don't know shit about, security or anything relating to, not a private code, I guess. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know shit.
Or what the process is when you request a web page.
Yeah,
what
yeah,
goes through, how do you get the
staking out a domain and whatever.
I won't go into it too much or at all, really, but a fun fact about that is at the end of every www.google.com, there is a dot at the end of it. And that's the top level.
What?
Yeah. It's not there because it's just it just stands for the top level root domain.
Oh.
And there's only 7 of them in the world.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting.
Yeah. It's a little fun fact about web queries.
If you know anything about creating files on a computer that with root files and shit like that,
That's basically
I know a little bit.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
It's everything has to have a root level. And that's what it is for addresses.
Yeah. Huh. That's cool. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So you have the .com and then a dot at the end of it. But it's hidden.
A little secret dot.
Yes,
That's what that
little
is.
baby dot no one knows about. It's a secret between you and me, and don't you fucking tell anybody about it.
Man. Future's fucking crazy, dude.
Future is nuts.
Yeah. Technology and shit. I was telling you before the show that I started up watching Westworld.
Oh yeah.
And it's I think I said it's a mix between, what did I say, Blade Runner and
Red Dead.
Red Dead Redemption. That's right.
Or any other
it's pretty
Western,
cool,
right? I mean,
yeah, pretty much. It's it's like a theme park that is all Wild West themed, but everybody inside the theme park are robots or AI, and it's it's so fucking weird, and the whole they're AI, but they're definitely somehow put into human bodies, or that's where the Blade Runner replicant shit comes into play, that they're robots, they're artificial intelligence, they're all programmed to have these certain responses and programmed to be able to improvise and things like that. It's so fucking weird, but they're in essentially human bodies that are super hard to tell the difference. I don't know if you even can tell the difference. That's probably going to come into play later down in the plot.
Sure.
It's fucking nuts. It's so weird. I know AI is a big thing that's coming up. It's on the horizon.
Well, that's the question. It's a philosophical question. Is artificial intelligence intelligence?
Yeah. And it's Anthony Hopkins is in it. Fantastic fucking actor. But, he's the big dog who made all the robots or made the program for the AI or whatever. So he has like ultimate control. He can just have like you can just have people come in and do shit for him and then shut down with just whatever code words or whatever. It's fucking weird. Like otherwise these would just be normal people, except they're completely 100% beholden to this one dude, you know? So it's like it makes you question, it makes you question what is real and what is artificial, and it's fucking crazy, dude.
Kind of like Her.
Yes, dude, that movie, oh my god. That movie gets me right in my fucking heart, dude. Every time I watch that movie, I cry my fucking eyes out.
Yeah, I mean, he falls in love with an artificial intelligence. I almost said virtual, but that's different.
Yeah.
Virtual intelligence is not. AI is smart. VI can only respond to, you ask it a question. It's kind of like what Siri. They say they're AI, but they're closer to. I mean, they are because they learn through algorithms and just by people asking them stuff. But in a much broader sense, they're more virtual just because there are some things they can't answer. You ask it what the meaning of life is, it's not going to think about it. An AI will think about it.
Yeah.
Or
and that's creepy. Oof. One of these days an AI is going to calculate the ultimate question to life, the universe, and everything, you know?
You've read I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream, right?
I believe I did read it once, yeah.
I mean, that's kind of like what, it's a very drastic conclusion to what could happen if an AI gained sentience. iRobot too. Very different, but similar thing, AI gaining sentience and realizing that it should have a place in the world, or it thinks it does. If we're talking about video games, they do it in Mass Effect with the Geth. And the Reapers.
Yeah, very much like that. Yeah, where like the Quinari, is that what they're called? Qunari, whatever Tali is, her race.
Oh yeah.
They like created the Geth as it's analogous to like us making robots to be servants and do shit which funny enough, the word robot is derived from the word slave. If you didn't know that.
Oh no, I didn't.
Yeah, it's. I think it's like robota is. I think it means. I think it's robota. Anyway, it's whatever the word for slave was in Latin is. We get robot from that. Anyway, they make the Geth to be like their servants and whatever, but then eventually they gain enough knowledge and like have sentience.
What is my purpose?
Then it's like. Yeah,
that's the questions. Like, what was I made for? And then it becomes a moral question at that point, because before it's just they're just little robot things doing menial tasks for us. Star Trek, The Next Generation, they also did a similar thing with Data. There was that whole episode where Data's sentience was on trial. And it was like, well, he's, he thinks for himself. Therefore, he is a sentient creature. He is a sentient being. Whether or not you choose to accept that or not is irrelevant, because he thinks. It's not like, it's not like a cat or a dog. I mean, as much as we like to think. I mean, they have sentience of a sort, but they don't think.
Yeah,
they look in the mirror and they don't see, they see themselves, but they don't see their self, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like we do.
Like they don't look in the mirror and say, man, I'm just a fat piece of shit, like I do. Yeah.
That's human.
Yeah, that's humanity for you. That's
If you can look in the
Man.
mirror and be like, man, I'm a fat fuck. I need to shave, and I'm not gonna. A cat looks in the mirror and they're just like, that's a cat. That's not me.
Yeah.
It's like
So weird.
it's a very crazy, weird philosophical topic that's been discussed to death, but we don't have answers for it. It's like the ship of Theseus.
Nothing I've said.
You know.
Ooh.
That's
The ship of Theseus.
Yeah, that's the one where it's if you have a boat and you replace every single plank of the boat, is it still the same ship?
Time. Yeah.
Over time.
Yeah.
Is it the same ship or is it a different ship?
John Dies at the End played with that concept. It was, I mean, it was essentially, it's the same thing, but it was like, he has an axe that he kills a zombie with, but like he chips the head. So if you replace the head, and then eventually like you replace the handle, and then yeah.
Is it the same? Is it not? I mean, who knows? It's hard to say. I don't think
it's a good question to think about.
It's not an answer for it. I don't think. I mean,
yeah,
or at least there's good points on both sides.
Yeah, I was gonna say the argument that you could make for it is that like the human body replaces all of its cells every like 7 years or something like that. Every single cell in your body is, new compared to what it was or something like that. So then it's like, are you the same person, even though literally the building blocks of your entire meat vessel has been changed, or are you now a different person? It's yeah.
Yeah, it's good. You pose it a good question there. I guess the difference is that we have a mind to actualize our own self. And so that self is always realized, whereas, our cells are unthinking, unfeeling. Well, not totally unfeeling, but they don't think, they just do.
Yeah, they're not so... Yeah, I don't know enough science to say, but it's like... the human body you think of as one complete unit, but it's really an amalgamation of like tens of thousands of millions of billions of little tiny microscopic organisms that are doing their part. And your gut bacteria, your gut biome,
DNA
is, like they're all separate from you, but the combination of them all is what you are. Kind of, playing on Gestalt of the whole being more than the sum of its parts or something like that.
Sure, yeah. No, that's a very apt comparison.
Interesting.
This
is a philosophy podcast now.
Scumbag Philosocast.
That's right. Every week, we want you to sit down and ponder the meaning of your existence.
I want you to have a mental breakdown every time you listen to this podcast. That's our intent.
If you're not in the fetal position by the end of this recording, then we're not doing our jobs.
What is life? What is meaning? What is pondering what life is? How do we think? Who knows?
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah. Who knows, man? And I mean, we could get into, I've had a lot of thoughts about, like, simulation theory and things like that, but I could go on for, like, another whole fucking hour talking about that, so.
Oh, sure, yeah.
I'm not going to get into it.
It's all
now,
interesting topics to me. And, like, I've told you before, if I could go into a career in philosophy and actually be able to live a life that, I could make money doing it, I would. Because it's all fascinating to me. I love it, all, from, Plato, Aristocrates, all of it.
Aristocrates.
Aristotle and Socrates. I
Okay.
I portmanteaued their name.
That's if Aristotle and Socrates did the fusion dance.
Yeah, aristocrates.
It's awesome. That's cool. That. Yeah, dude. Fucking. It's so weird being a human being, and being a thinking human being. On top of it is just. Yeah.
Just being a thing that thinks.
Yeah. Yeah. It's so weird. And then to think, like, maybe we are just NPCs in a giant video game. That's what simulation theory, that's what fucks with me. Is like, okay, if this reality is just a layer of simulation, then like how do you determine if you are a player or if you're just like, computer generated fucking filler character? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then if you are just a filler character, how do you reconcile your feelings with that? Yeah.
We like to think we're players, but I feel like a lot of us are NPCs.
We're probably just NPCs. Yeah. Isn't that fucked? That your entire human,
we could all just be characters in some mad god's dream.
Yes, exactly. Like this could just be a dream, and that you're just living this dream, and then you wake up one day. Your death is actually you just waking up at the end of the dream.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever read The Egg?
Yeah, forever ago.
Like by Anthony Weir. He's the guy that did The Martian as well. But yeah, it was the same concept. It was like you wake up and you talk to this like omniscient being, and he's like, oh yeah, you were just experiencing one life, but you have to experience every life before you start to crack the egg, before the egg starts to crack. Like you're just kind of starting to, but you can't really break out and experience what reality is until you break that egg. But the only way to do that is by experiencing the universe, experiencing itself.
Yeah, part of that story it was the thought of like, you live your whole life experiencing your life as yourself, but every other person that you interact with is you experiencing that life, but you just don't know it, or you don't recognize it.
I'm Obama, I'm Trump, I am Hitler, I am some caveman named Grog. They're all me, and I am all them.
Yeah. That gets into the whole I am one with everything and everything is one with me sort of idea, and then that can slip into I think the term is solipsis, in which you think that, okay, if I am everything and everything is me, then nothing matters because it's all just me, or like I forget the actual definition.
You're talking about solipsism.
That's solipsism. Yeah. Where it's it's like it's not wrong, but it's like it's not the right way to think about these ideas, I think.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, it also kind of ties into nihilism in a way. Mm-hmm. With, there is truly nothing. I mean, if everything is going to end in nothing, then nothing matters.
Yeah. But then, I like to think that nihilism isn't the way to go. That there is. My thoughts is like, if you can decide that something truly exists, then that means that it doesn't, also does not exist. Because, like, you know, if something... Oh, fuck. I can't get my... Hang on.
It's optimistic nihilism is what you're describing.
Is that what I'm describing?
I feel like it is. You know, it's like, so what if nothing matters? Mm-hmm. So what if this is all just some dream and we're all just NPCs in some weird random hobo's head? Like, that doesn't matter. I mean, at the end, it doesn't matter because we're experiencing it right now. Yeah, whatever there is beyond the beyond, it doesn't matter. Would we take our last breath? Whether or not there's something after or not, who knows? Nobody knows except for the dead.
Yeah.
The best just to experience it while it's happening right now. I mean...
I like to take the stance or the idea that, like, the present moment that you're experiencing is your reality, and it's the only reality because, like, you know, your past is your memories and the future is completely changeable, malleable based on your actions in the present moment. So it's like, you know, focus on the present moment, sort of what I'm trying to do, kind of, you know?
Sure, yeah.
If I'm probably... I didn't explain that very well. Somebody's going to listen to this and be like, these guys are fucking stupid.
It doesn't matter.
But, yeah. But, you know, we are them listening to our own podcast, if you think about it that way. So
we are.
Yeah.
And we're also us listening to our own podcast and judging it because...
I am also listening to my own podcast in this body anyway.
That's just what we do. We're human.
Yeah.
We can't change that. And
that's where this whole conversation came from. Thanks a lot, Microsoft, for buying Activision Blizzard, because now we're questioning our entire fucking reality.
God damn it. That's where it all started, and that's where it's all gonna end.
Like $69 billion fucking dollars, dude. Come on.
All right, Jesus Christ.
Jesus.
I mean, the only thing I can think of in recent history that was that much was Disney buying Fox, I think.
Shit, yeah, that was a huge.
It was like $73 billion.
Yeah. Wow.
So it wasn't even that much more.
Yeah. And that was just for The Simpsons, basically.
Pretty much. They didn't get Fox News. They got, like, Fox Media.
Weak.
So thank you, Microsoft. Thank you for this existential crisis.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Microsoft.
Please sponsor us.
Yeah. Honestly, I use Game Pass every day, and please.
Please sponsor us.
You've got the money for it. Come on.
Obviously. Obviously they have the money for it. Fucking Xbox CEO went to the CEO of Microsoft, was like, can I please? I'm bored with Bethesda. Please? Can I please buy something else? And he's like, all right, please? Here's my credit card. Just don't spend too much. And then he has like an evil Grinch grin on his face, and he's like, no, I
won't. He's like, I really liked World of Warcraft. Let's just buy it. Just
buy it. We'll make it better.
I'll take the lot. As it.
God damn it.
Little Harry Potter.
Wasting all of his dead parents' money on candy. Right?
That's something I question about the Harry Potter series. His parents made like a fuck ton of money just like hunting down evil wizards. How is that the most like lucrative job, you know?
I mean, his dad was what's it called? An Auror.
Yeah.
And they're like the SWAT team of the Ministry of Magic, from what I understand. So
that is a more okay, yeah. SWAT team is probably better. I think of them just like as like bounty hunters, you know?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, there's money in bounty hunting, but it can't be. I think
it's
much,
closer
right?
to like a detective.
Okay.
But
okay.
I don't know. You know, I'll say J.K. Rowling did a very good job at world building, but she didn't get a job at explaining it.
Yeah. One of my my college English teacher that first year said that like J.K. Rowling, her books were good because she knew what parts to steal, like the good of other stories, you know, like she stole good parts of other stories and put it together, and that's why it was. And I was like, yeah, okay,
and wrapped it all up in a nice, tidy teen drama.
Yeah,
you know, the farther you get along into Harry Potter, the more it turns into a teen drama. The books, not so much. The movies, definitely though.
The movies for sure.
Oh, man.
When Harry gets all angsty. And then
I watched I watched a bunch of the movies last weekend. I watched up to 4, and it's weird how the tone shifted so much. Like 1 and 2 were these, they followed the books pretty well. Then you get to 3, and it's like they were like, oh, let's just make this as dark as fuck. Let's
Yeah.
And then 4, like everybody, all the male characters have like emo hair.
Yeah, they do. I was going to say that was the one where, in the movies at least, like the first 3, Harry's hair is like sort of, kept, and then 4, it just goes fucking wacky.
Yeah, that like him and Ron both have like really long hair down to their shoulders, and it's really edgy.
Black lipstick and eyeliner. Yeah, that was a weird movie.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, like there was a lot of teen heartthrob shit in it, and they cut out a lot of stuff from the book, but I won't get into that here. We'll save the Harry Potter cast for another time.
Yeah, they call me vampire. Yeah.
I was thinking that. I'm a what? Story. You're a wizard, Harry. I'm a what?
Shit. Hey, we hit our specified goal laid out by our sponsor Microsoft. So let's
please sponsor us, please.
If we just say that they sponsor us, then we can make it
just
happen.
Give me a year of Game Pass, man. That's it. That's all I'm asking.
Right? Yeah.
I'll shill it. Just use code scum.bag and get 3 months of Game Pass for $1.
Man, that would actually be a good deal.
Yeah.
Anyway,
it would be.
Whatever.
But
whatever, you guys.
Microsoft, if you're listening, kudos. Hopefully you don't become a monopoly, but you probably will.
Yeah. Probably. There's probably going to be some antitrust shit coming up.
Buy Nintendo next.
So. Buy Nintendo.
Or buy Game Freak and make them fix Pokemon.
Oh, man.
But yes, we did hit our limit, folks. I think we're going to call it here.
Yeah.
I hope you enjoy all the topics that we discussed tonight. And if you don't, well, fuck you.
If you don't like our show, fuck you. That's what we have to say.
Have a good night, everybody.
All right, laters.